Hello students, we have already seen the various concepts relating to income from other sources. We have to now learn about the deductions available under section 57 while computing taxable income from other sources. We have seen under different heads of income there are some deductions which are allowed. For example, in case of salary you have standard deduction, you can also deduct professional tax. Then when it comes to income from house property, you have certain deductions, standard deduction and municipal tax paid by the owner. All these are given as deduction. Then when you come to business or professional income, there whatever expenses relating to business incurred by the SSE are allowed as a deduction. Even when it comes to capital gains, the cost of acquisition, cost of improvement or selling expenses are allowed as a deduction. Similarly, while computing income from other sources also, there are some deductions available which are given under section 57 of the Income Tax Act. So let's see which are the deductions. The first one that we have is commission or remuneration for realizing dividends or interest on securities. Now sometimes the dividend or the interest income may be collected by somebody else on behalf of you. In such a case, you will have to pay some commission or brokerage to that other person, and that can be allowed as a deduction. For example, your bank may collect interest income on behalf of you. In such a case, bank will charge a commission for doing that work. The commission that you pay to the bank can be deducted from your interest income. ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕುವಾಗ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಸಲ ನಾವು ಆ ಇನ್ಕಮನ್ನು ಪಡಿಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಖರ್ಚುಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೇವೆ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕಮಿಷನ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಸಾಲ ಮಾಡಿ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಅಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಸಾಲದ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟನ್ನು ಕಟ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೇವೆ. ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ, ಈಗ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅಥವಾ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಏನು ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ ಆ ಖರ್ಚುಗಳನ್ನು ನೀವು ಮೈನಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಉಂಟು. ಆದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ನಾವು ಏನು ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಟುಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ, ಆ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಎಕ್ಸೆಂಪ್ಟ್ ಆದರೆ ಅಥವಾ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಎಕ್ಸೆಂಪ್ಟ್ ಆದರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂಥ ಯಾವುದೇ ಖರ್ಚನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಡಿಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಇರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. In case, for example, dividend from Indian companies are exempt from tax. Let's say this dividend has been collected by your bank on behalf of you and you have to pay ₹100 to the bank. Here you can't allow ₹100 as a deduction because dividend from Indian companies are exempt. So in case the income is exempt, then you can't show or allow any deductions relating to that income. Similarly, when it comes to securities, there are some tax-free securities which we have learnt about. Let's say there is a tax-free government security, but you will receive interest on that. Is it taxable? No, because it is exempt or it is tax-free. Therefore, it won't be taxable. In such a case, even if you have spent some amount to get that interest income, it won't be allowed as a deduction. So that point we need to remember. Otherwise, any dividend or interest which is taxable and you have spent any amount to realize that dividend or interest, it can be fully allowed as a deduction under section 57. Next, we have expenses such as repairs, insurance and depreciation. This is relating to letting out of plant, machinery, furniture or composite letting of building. Now when you are letting out furniture or a plant or a machinery, let's say for example, you will get income. What is the income you get? Rent. When you are letting out something, you will receive rent. Now from this income, which is rent, you can give certain deductions relating to the plant or machinery. For example, you may be maybe there was some repair expenses which you had to incur on the machinery. That can be allowed as a deduction. Similarly, if you're paying insurance on that machinery or building or furniture, that also can be allowed as a deduction. And also the depreciation, which is as per the IT Act, that also can be allowed as a deduction from such rental income. One more point which we should note here is capital expenses are not deductible. Now let's say, for example, there's a composite rent from building, and you have spent 1 lakh to build another room in your building. Now this becomes a capital expenditure, and therefore you can't deduct that from the ರೆಂಟಲ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್. ಸೊ ಯಾವುದೇ ವಿಧವಾದಂಥ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರನ್ನು ನಾವು ಡಿಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ಯಾವುದೇ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರನ್ನು ಡಿಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಬಾಡಿಗೆಗೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ವಸ್ತುವನ್ನು ಕೊಡುವಾಗ, ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್, ಮೆಷಿನರಿ, ಫರ್ನಿಚರನ್ನು ಕೊಡುವಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ, ಅದು ನಮ್ಮ ಇನ್ಕಮ್. ಅದು ನಾವು ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಅದರ್ ಸೋರ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳುವಂಥ ಇನ್ಕಮ್. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಈ ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಂಥ ವಸ್ತುಗಳಿಗೆ ನೀವು ಏನು ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಿ, ಅದರ ರಿಪೇರ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇನ್ಶೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ಕಟ್ಟೋದಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅದರ ಡೆಪ್ರಿಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಇದು ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಡಿಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೊಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಡಿಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಆನ್ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಪೆನ್ಷನ್. ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಸೀನ್ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಪೆನ್ಷನ್ ಇಸ್ ಟೇಕನ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಅದರ್ ಸೋರ್ಸಸ್. ಯಾವಾಗ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಪೆನ್ಷನ್ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ? ಒಂದು ಕುಟುಂಬದ ಯಾರಾದರೂ ಸದಸ್ಯ ಸತ್ತು ಹೋದರೆ, ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ, ರಿಟೈರ್ಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲ, ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಸತ್ತು ಹೋದರೆ ಅವನ ಕುಟುಂಬದ ಸದಸ್ಯರಿಗೆ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಪೆನ್ಷನನ್ನು ಪೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಲೀಗಲ್ ಯಾರು, ಈಗ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಗಂಡ ಸತ್ತರೆ ಹೆಂಡತಿಗೆ ಯೂಶ್ವಲಿ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಪೆನ್ಷನ್ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. ಆ ಹೆಂಡತಿಯ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಬಲ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ದ ಹೆಡ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಅದರ್ ಸೋರ್ಸಸ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಬಲ್. ಎಟ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಟೈಮ್ ದೆರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಡಿಡಕ್ಷನ್ ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ allowed. There is a maximum limit of deduction. This you need to remember. Deduction of rupees 15,000 or 1/3 of such family pension, whichever is less, will be available. So whatever, how much ever she has received, from that you need to deduct either 15,000 or 1/3 of such family pension, whichever is less. Let's say, for example, she has received 90,000. So a woman has received 90,000 as family pension. Now this is not fully taxable. There is a standard deduction. How much is the deduction? 15,000, which is fixed. We cannot change that. Or 1/3 of such family pension. How much do you get 90,000 into 1/3? You get 30,000. So 15,000 or 30,000, whichever is less. Which is less? 15,000. Therefore from 90,000 we can deduct 15,000, and the balance 75,000 will be taxable. So these 3 points are clearly stated in the Act. Other than that, they have just told any other expense which is not a capital expense. So you can't deduct any capital expense while computing income from other sources which has been spent wholly and exclusively for making or earning such income. So any expense which you can relate to any income which you show under the head income from other sources, it can be deducted provided it is not a capital expense. So ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂಥ ಖರ್ಚನ್ನು ನೀವು ತೋರಿಸ್ಬೋದು. ಅದು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ನೀವು ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಅದರ್ ಸೋರ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ತೋರಿಸುವಂಥ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟದಾಗಿದ್ದರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಡಿಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ನ ಪ್ರೊವಿಷನ್ಸ್ನ ಒಳಗೆ ಅದು ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇದ್ದರೆ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ಡಿಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಇದೆ. One more important point which we need to remember is this. No deduction can be allowed in computing the income by way of winnings from lotteries, crossword puzzles, horse race, card games, gambling, betting of any form or nature. So what is the meaning? What does this sentence mean? It means that in case of casual income, now all this what is given here, winnings from lotteries, crossword puzzle, all that is referred to as casual income. When you are taking casual income, you can't deduct any expense relating to that. For example, you may have winnings from lottery. In order to win a lottery, you need to purchase a lottery ticket, right? Maybe you have paid rupees 200 for that lottery ticket and then you have won the prize. But still, you cannot deduct that 200 from the winnings that you have from lottery. Therefore, no deduction. It may be related, it is actually directly related, but still as per the income tax rules, we are not allowed to deduct anything from the casual income. So remember this point very clearly. ಯಾವುದೇ ಖರ್ಚು ಕ್ಯಾಶುವಲ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಪಡಿಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಿ ಅಂಥ ಯಾವುದೇ ಖರ್ಚಿಗೆ ಕೂಡ ಡಿಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ರೆವೆನ್ಯೂ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅದು ನೀವು ಕ್ಯಾಶುವಲ್ ಇನ್ಕಮನ್ನು ಪಡಿಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಡಿಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ನ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ನೀವು ಯಾವುದೇ ಡಿಡಕ್ಷನನ್ನು ಕೊಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಡಿಡಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್. Now one more concept, this is not a deduction, just another concept that you need to know while computing income from other sources. This is called the bond washing transaction. What do you mean by this bond washing transaction? It is a transaction where securities are sold to relatives, friends or employees sometime before the due date of interest, which are again acquired back after the due date of interest is over. Now most of the securities, interest will be paid half yearly. So in a year, twice the interest will be paid. So the date of payment of interest is known earlier. For example, if I have bought some debentures, I know when they are going to pay interest. So that is predetermined. They may tell that they are going to pay interest at the end of 6 months, for example June 30th and December 31st. So I know on June 30th I will be getting this interest amount. At the same time December 31st I am going to get the interest amount. That is known to me before. So what I do in case my income comes above the taxable exemptable limit, if my income is more, then I have to pay more tax. So what I can do in order to avoid that, just before the due date, before June 30th comes, maybe around June 27th or something, I will transfer the securities to my friend on the condition that after June 30th, that person has to give me back those securities. So in that way, that person will have to pay tax on that interest income, and usually you will transfer it to a person whose income is below the exemptable limit. For example, my friend's income may be only 1 lakh. On 1 lakh there's no tax, they don't have to pay tax. So in such a way you try to avoid tax, then you get back your security or get back the debentures from them. Again, when December 31st comes, you may transfer it to another friend or a relative. Once that due date is over, then you take back the security. That is called the bond washing transaction. This has been identified by the income tax department, and in order to tackle it, what they have done is, if the assessing officer feels that people are doing this type of transaction, then that income will be included in the income of the transferor. If I am transferring to another person on June 28th, though the security is not with me on June 30th, which is the date for payment of interest, it will be still taxable in my hands. It will be taxable in the hands of the transferor instead of the transferee. This is when the assessing officer feels that I am trying to avoid tax in this way. Bond washing transaction ಅಂದರೆ ಯೂಶ್ವಲಿ ಯಾರು ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟೀಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಡಿಬೆಂಚರ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಡೇಟ್ಸ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ತದೆ, ಯಾವಾಗ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಪೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಮೊದಲೇ ತಿಳಿದಿರ್ತದೆ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಅವರು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಆ ಡೇಟ್ ಹತ್ತಿರ ಬರುವಾಗ 1-2-3 ದಿನದ ಹಿಂದೆ ಅವರು ಅದನ್ನು ಅವರ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಅಥವಾ ರಿಲೇಟಿವ್ಗೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆಗ ಆ ದಿನ ಜೂನ್ 30th ಯಾರ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಇದೆ ಅವರು ಅದರ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟನ್ನು ಅವರ ಇನ್ಕಮಲ್ಲಿ ತೋರಿಸಬೇಕು. ಅದರಿಂದ ನಾನು ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಆ ಜೂನ್ 30ಗೆ ಸಿಗುವಂಥ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟನ್ನು ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ಇನ್ಕಮಲ್ಲಿ ತೋರಿಸಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಈ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸನ್ನು ಅವಾಯ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಂತರ ಅವರಿಂದ ಅದನ್ನು ಹಿಂದೆ ಪಡೆದುಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಇದನ್ನು ಬಾಂಡ್ ವಾಷಿಂಗ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನೇ ಓನರ್, ಬರೀ 1 ವಾರಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿನ ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ನಂತರ ಅದನ್ನು ಹಿಂದೆ ತಗೊಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಅವರು ನನ್ನ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಅಥವಾ ರಿಲೇಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಕೆಲವೊಮ್ಮೆ ಆ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ಪಡಿತೇನೆ, ಆ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಕೂಡ ನನ್ನದೇ, ಹಿಂದೆ ತಗೊಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಆದರೆ ನಾನು ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಕಟ್ಟೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಂಥದನ್ನು ಅವಾಯ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಪ್ರೊವಿಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ಅಸೆಸಿಂಗ್ ಆಫೀಸರಿಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೇಲೆ ಡೌಟ್ ಬಂದರೆ, ನೀವು ಆ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸನ್ನು ಅವಾಯ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ ಅಂತ ಡೌಟ್ ಬಂದರೆ, ಅವರು ಆ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ಕಮನ್ನು ಆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಯ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇರಿಸೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದನ್ನು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಇನ್ಕಮ್, ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರರ್ ಯಾರು ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರರ್ನ ಇನ್ಕಮಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಸೇರಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ರೆಮಿಡಿ ಫಾರ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ವಾಷಿಂಗ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಾಕ್ಷನ್. So kindly remember these deductions. It will be helpful while solving the problems under the head income from other sources.